My name is Kari Beckman. I come from Finland, Turku, and our company name is Benete, and our service is called BeneCare. Just a few slides about our service, what it is about, and what we are aiming to. In general, you could say that we collect today a lot of health-based data, everything from blood pressure to heart rate and so forth. And even the specialists have laboratories and X-rays and different devices to collect health data. The problem is that we don't have actually good enough understanding of how we cope at home, what kind of functions we are able to perform, and where do we have some problems. And that's an untapped area of data collection compared with the health data. And that is the thing that we are trying with our service to fill, so that we would understand that how are people managing their everyday activities at home, and how those activities or performing these activities are changing during the time. Especially for elderlies, if they live alone, either without home care or with home care, it doesn't really matter, because even though you have home care, the visits are really quick. They might be 4 visits a day, but it's leaving still most like 23 hours of the day of the elderly living unknown what is actually happening. And what we do is that with our service, we can reveal what is happening at the person's home and what kind of activities is she performing and how well is she managing those. And the questions here are very, very difficult, because we have to answer questions like, is the person able to prepare a warm meal? Is she able to wash her whole body? And as you understand, there is no one device that can tell that to us. So what we do is that we place out different sensors and devices in her apartment. Is it then her own apartment or a nursing home room, for example? And by those devices, we collect all the data that we need to be able to understand what kind of activities and how that functionality is changing for her. We collect some health vitals, as I have written here in this slide, but they are more to support the functionality data. But we try to collect data and analyze it in a way that we can create a quite holistic picture of her everyday activities. Traditionally, it means that how you are moving in the apartment, are you staying more in the bedroom or visiting the kitchen? Not at all anymore. We see those changes during the time. We know everything about her sleep and rest, the quality of sleep, length of sleep, is she awake during the sleep? And we can combine this data together, showing that, okay, when she is out of the bed during the night, is she just sitting in a chair or getting more restless, moving around in the apartment? We know also a lot about her hygiene patterns. We know from when she visits the shower or the toilet, so we know when these are used and how long these visits are taking, how frequent they are, and so forth. We also know about the taking care of the clothes, for example. We know when she's using the washing machine and so forth. We also know how the activities are changing, so that she needs some more help from some moving aids. So, for example, if she's using a walker or starts to use a walker as an assisting device, then we know when she is using that. Is it only in the morning, or is it going now further, so that she's also needing that walker during the night or through the whole day? So we see that change in her way of moving around. We also see a lot from the food preparation, not eating itself, but for food preparation. Using the stove and oven, moving more to microwave dishes or even to cold dishes in the future. And these changes are the interesting part here, how the behavior or the functionality of the person is changing. And all of these are quite often giving the first signals of even of some diseases or some things that are really harmful for the elderly. So this is an area that hasn't been really analyzed or data collected, and that's what we do. So we have one platform for collecting this data and analyzing it, and we can have different use cases, all from home care to nursing homes to special solutions like heart failure distance monitoring. And one image to show that the idea is that we have a knowledge what information should be collected, how it is analyzed, and what kind of a services then the specialists are needing. So our main users are then nurses and medical doctors who help the elderly and giving the proper care for them. So we try to make the care more efficient by providing information how the care could be more preventive. A typical setup could look like this. The red dots are the places where we have our sensors. So in a normal apartment, we have about 20 to 25 sensors and devices to collect the data. They are totally unobtrusive. The person just lives her normal life. She doesn't have to take care of the devices in any way. They are battery driven, easy to install in half an hour or 45 minutes in any kind of an apartment. So this is our main areas where we are focusing at the moment, and in the future we will then develop this further so that we will also connect the care plans, what the nurses are doing, what the interventions are, so that we can also evaluate them according to the functionality changes of the elderly person. So thank you. This was my presentation.
Thank you so much, Kari. Brilliant. Any questions from the audience? No questions, super clear. So Kari, a question from me. What would you be looking into when finding a potential partner? Because I see that and we've talked before, that the scope of your platform and your service is quite wide in the care of the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most focused on when finding a potential partner?
Yeah, I think that we have so many options, as you
Yes.
said, and I hope that Digitpree will actually bring a possibility to have many partners in the future from this great crowd of companies.
Absolutely.
We just have to have one project in the Digitpree, but I really hope that we can communicate with a lot of partners, and that is actually happening already. But what I think is that we would like to focus on also how to deliver the care in a different way for the elderlies, because globally we have the problem that we don't have enough resources as nurses to take care of our elderlies, and many tasks, many situations that occur at these elderlies are something that any one of us could actually take care of. And how to build the next part in our solution here, that when we know that something is happening and we know some issues are appearing in the elderly's life, how could that be solved by using the near and dear ones, but even maybe neighbors or some other persons that are living close to this elderly? What kind of a network or what kind of information should be spread, and how could we actually get that those resources that are living actually quite close to the elderly being a part of the care process? Because now we are kind of only relying on the municipalities or the state processes that they deliver the care, and of course the relatives are participating in the care. But I think that with good technological solutions we could actually combine many other persons, many other resources to this process, and it would be more convenient for the elderly, it would be more natural for the elderly, and it would lower the burden for the let's say the public organizers to provide the care. So anyone working with the clients, and is it then a nursing home or home care providers or technological solutions that would help us in communicating with the closest persons there, would be really nice to partner up with.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kari. Brilliant presentation, and thanks for joining.